play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
the living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring!
Bombs Tastingo gonna find Rainer.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to twitch.tv/murdarg. Earlier this evening, we hit 1,000 followers, as you can see up at the top of your screen. Thank you guys so much for being the people who hang out here and help me reach that milestone. Incredible. You guys are amazing. So starting off this stream, a big thank you to all of you. And let's get ready for some divisional semifinal action here. Division D East tonight. We got Bancho and the Church of Murky. Already have our lobby here. Game number 1 will be Infernal Shrines, but let's quickly recap the bans this evening. Of course, Bancho coming in as the higher seed, had option of first pick or map pick. They actually opted for the first hero pick here on this first draft. So first ban from Church of Murky was Brax's Holdout. Bancho then took away Dragonshire. Church of Murky followed that with the Towers of Doom ban, and we concluded our map bans with Tomb of the Spider Queen taken away by Bancho. As I said, this first map will be Infernal Shrines, as chosen by Church of Murky. So first to pick will be Bancho, as we get ready here for our game number 1 of this semifinal matchup. A big welcome to all of you just now joining the stream, maybe coming in a bit late and realizing the match hasn't started yet. You are in luck. We're indeed a few moments late getting this game 1 underway, but fear not, we'll be going here soon. And I think we're just waiting on one more player here for Bancho until we're ready to get started. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. It's a player from Church of Murky we're missing. Oh no, there he is. We are missing one player from Bancho. Okay. So hopefully they'll be here soon and we'll get this game underway. There it is. Kinal showing up. So just got to make sure they swap sides. There we go. And I'll let them know I'm ready to go. If you're out there, make some noise. Let me know you're attending here and hanging out and being swell fine people, and have some fun here tonight. I'm going to have you guys participating in chat. I'll be frequently asking you who you think's going to be winning each map after we see the bans and the picks and what the heroes are going to be. So make sure you have your Twitch chat ready to go. You're logged in and you got your voting finger on your mouse. What do we got here? I'm trying to read the chat really quick. Next, okay. All right. They're almost ready. Almost ready. Not quite. Also, joined tonight by the Green Mist over here. Shout out to the Green Mist. Always hanging out, always having a good time with me when I'm solo casting, and really couldn't do all of this Season 8 without the Green Mist. So, wherever you are out there, Green Mist, wherever you are, thank you. Bluestein saying that Bancho is ready to go. I'm going to let them know I'm ready once again, and just waiting to hear from Redbeard and the Church of Murky. And this game 1 will be underway. 3, 2, and 1. I think we're going here, ladies and gents. Yeah. All right, welcome. Oh, I got to take that off. Hold on. I can fix that. I had a co-caster last time. And boom, fixed. All right. Game 1 draft underway, and Bancho not picking this map. They'll be first to make their ban. I haven't watched too much Division D East this season. But did get to check out Bancho earlier on. Alex Straza going to be their first ban as we head over to Church of Murky, seeing what they have on their mind. This is Redbeard stepping in, a very veteran player here in NGS. And, you know, on the other side, Bancho, a lot of experience there as well. So these two NGS Titans kind of colliding here in these semifinals. It's number 1 seed versus the number 4 seed. Both teams having a fairly good season, as we see Anna taken away by Church of Murky. And those good seasons lead them to this point where, you know, you got to win or you're going home. Tonight's just a best of 3, where next week starts those longer series, those best of 5 series starting next week. So each map going to mean just a little bit more here in this matchup compared to what next week might be. Can't afford to lose a game 1 as we see that Kel'Thuzad taken away by Ban Cho. Church of Murky now with their second ban, and it's going to be ETC. So we still have a few heroes available, including that Deathwing. I don't know how popular he's been, if either of these teams have been playing him, but sure is an option. You also have Ariel out there wide open and has been very successful at all levels when you get to use that Resurrect in these team fights. 2 strong picks. Which one are they thinking? And they're going to go and lock in the Ariel. Now over to Church of Murky. Where do they start their attack? It's going to be Johanna and Greymane here on Infernal Shrines. Going to really help them during those objectives, having the Crusader and this Worgen hopping in and being able to utilize a lot of their abilities to kill down these skeletal defenders. So 2 Murta approved picks there at 1 and 2 for Church of Murky. Now back over to Ban Cho, and they need something to pair him with the Ariel. Of course, you want that strong battery. So far, it's going to be a Varian and the Div D East special. It's Kael'thas picked up for Kinal. Kael'thas, a hero that's been played in this division since as long as I can remember in NGS. Making an appearance here in the divisional semifinals. You'd expect nothing less. So glad to see Kinal hopping on the hero, and Skev with this Varian. That's a bit interesting as well. How do they want to combo that? Is going to be a taunt, Colossal Smash, or Twin Blades? Question mark? I think any direction we get out of that Varian will be exciting. Leoric now the final ban for Church of Murky, as Ban Cho is going to be left with their final choice now. 14 seconds on the clock for that. Perhaps thinking about taking away a support. They have their Oriole. You see Church of Murky, no support as of yet. So if there's one they're thinking of, already taking away the Alexstrasza, and Church of Murky taking away that Ana, they're going to remove the Anduin as well. Smart banning there from Ban Cho. Church of Murky having to make that decision. Do they want to find their support here or maybe hang out for a bit longer? Shout out in chat now. Arrow hanging out saying incoming Deathwing for Church of Murky, but they're going to lock in an Orphea first. Still waiting on 2 more heroes. There's their support. It'll be Whitemane. Final 2 picks now. Ban Cho thinking about where they want to go. And speaking of Cho, that big Cho'Gall still out there, still an option. They have an Oriole, which would be fantastic to pair in with it. Do they pull it out here? I've seen it played a lot up at the higher levels. Is Div D East picking it up? No. They want the Lunara and Sonya. 2 fine picks here. The Splintered Spear from Lunara going to help in the pit, as well as that Whirlwind build from Sonya for Shusui, which should definitely help the frontline Varian utilize a lot of that supporting to really help the Kael'thas and Lunara be in position. So I think we're definitely going to be getting a taunt Varian here, not anything else. As the final pick's locked in, it will be Imperious, played by Redbeard. Time to go over to the chat and ask you guys who's going to win this game number 1. So let's get this poll ready to go. New poll. Who will win game 1? Will it be Ban Cho or Church of Murky? And the poll is live. Make sure you participate over in chat. For the top of your screen, hit the drop down arrow, select the team you want to win, and make sure you hit vote. And those votes will display live up on stream. They're right above my head right now somewhere. They're up there. Or there. Okay, you see them. And who do I think's going to win? I kind of like the draft of Bancho just slightly better. I think it has a bit more interest to me with the variant. I'm excited to see how this is going to work out for them, but let's check it out. Game number 1 underway, and let's introduce the team on the left first. We got Ronan hopping out of base on Lunara, Skev13 going to play the variant, Kinal on Kael'thas, Bluestein V2 on the Oriole, and Shusui on the Sonya. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 seed out of Division D East, they're known as Bancho. And over on the right-hand side in red, we got Orion playing Greymane Shock on the Johanna, Redbeard playing Imperious, B-Gully on the white mane, and the Dude on Orphea. They're number 4 here in Division D East. Make a round of sound for Church of Murky. All right, little murder excitement there for this divisional semifinal matchup. Take a look at these level 1 talents as we hang out here at mid. I see Icehole21 saying Bancho. Assume that means you're here rooting for them. Welcome, and thanks for hanging out tonight here at twitch.tv/MurdaRG. Top lane matchup will be Sonya versus Imperious. Shusui going to try to get to work early with this Whirlwind on top of Redbeard, and so far getting the better of that first exchange. Slightly higher in health as Imperious tries to step forward with his W active. Let's resume our action here at mid as teams might start thinking about these siege camps spawning in just about 5 seconds. Currently just rotating between the mid lane, the bot lane, hanging out, finding that XP where they can and when they can. Shock now stepping into this bottom lane as Johanna trying to condemn back Varian. Gotta remember, Varian, not a hero until level 4, and really level 4 is when we're gonna find out what this Varian's actually going to be. Our best guess is likely the taunt, but you never know. Top lane Spear going to miss there from Imperious as these two continue to duke it out. Sonya remaining the better of the two in these exchanges as her health sitting around 80%. Redbeard, I'd say about 45%, now getting zoned out from some XP. And that's some high-level play here from Shusui. Really setting his team up for success in this top lane, being able to save the XP from going over to Redbeard is going to give them that XP lead just a bit sooner in the matchup as we have a bit of action at mid. We want to make sure we don't miss anything here. Kael'thas is going to try to clear up some of these siege camps that were picked up from each team, and I think it appears as though Orphea able to throw out all this damage from a distance, clearing up that wave, but no support from her team is going to have to end up running down towards his bottom lane, where I think Varian might have been thinking about the siege camp, but better thoughts at this point as Johanna now walking into the vent. They're going to see Orphea start up the camp. Still, no one has scouted Varian, so he can pop out of this bush. He does have the taunt picked up at level 4, and he's going to reveal himself. So now both teams exposed here on this camp, but not enough threat nearby. As you can see up top, Sonya, Kael'thas, they're working on the Bruiser camp, and this bottom siege camp will be conceded over to Church of Murky as our first shrine will be active in just about 10 seconds. A healthy XP lead right now for Bancho. I'd say about half a level as level 6 has been turned over for them. They're likely going to have level 7, but will it come before the objective? I don't know, but they'll probably have it during the push if they're able to win this. Good setup so far. They're in here with the Sonya. That's all they can ask for as you see Church of Murky beginning their walk towards the pit. It's going to be Orphea up front, actually, until Johanna can step on in here. There's Shock. But they're already down by 20-plus skeletal defenders, so it's going to take a lot of work to push out Bancho from here, and here they come with that condemn from Johanna. It's Shusui who's very low. Sonya's able to back on out, hoping for heals soon, but Ariel's not exactly in the greatest spot to reach Sonya, as it appears as though Bluestein's stepping in looking for a kill. They do. They find it on Johanna. Ariel's low, though. Nearby is that Sonya finally to get this heal. Just 3 more skeletal defenders now for Bancho as they find another kill. Second of the game, that one being on Imperious. The Frozen Punishers picked up a couple globes to help sustain this push. And Bancho, the number 1 seed, is ready to get going with the first objective of the match. This Frozen Punisher in the mid lane. Leaping over the wall, it's going to connect onto Whitemane, but Bigoli able to scoot away before anyone else can contain Whitemane and maybe get a kill there out of it. Level 7s were picked up, but still some talents yet to be chosen from Bancho. They're pressing in here, but Johanna doing a great job of keeping them back, and now Imperius joining in with the spear. But the turnaround with the taunt from Varian, gonna secure the kill there, is Kinal and the Kale Thos, but now maybe in trouble himself as Johanna's starting to step back into this. Third kill of the game for Bancho. They get through that mid wall, weaken up that fort in the mid lane as well. A few camps on the map. We'll see if they want to rotate down to those. Indeed, appears to be the option as Kinal and Bluestein are going to get started. Ronin going to join in. Taking a look at some of these talents will be Nature's Culling at 4, and then the Choking Pollen at 7, so not going for that Splintered Spear here. I typically like it better just on Infernal Shrines. I think it gives you a bit more damage in the race, but if someone's a superior Lunara player out there than me, and maybe I'm wrong, I think it is. This is definitely going to help you in the team fight, so hoping to help out along with those stuns from Kael'thas during that moment, having all that big boy damage in there, and then joining in with that big girl damage from Lunara. The Bancho's not done yet, almost at level 10. They're going to seize just a moment here in the bottom. Oh, no, I missed it. First kill of the game for Church of Murky. They find Kael'thas trying to get back towards his wall, but didn't quite make it. Level 10 still almost here, just around the corner for Bancho, but they're down 3v4 in this fight at mid. And without that Kael'thas, any fight's kind of suspect. So what kind of advantage can they actually get with this level 10 lead? We got Icehole in chat saying Splintered Spear is way better. So a bit of agreeance in chat, and okay, I'll take it. Stepping in, Varian's going to walk right in on this, but a little bit late to grab that siege camp away from Church of Murky. And now they're just a half level away from matching at level 10. A few picks here at level 7 I still haven't talked about, including this Wizened Duelist from Greymane. Definitely one of those risk or reward picks. And going to pay off dividends if he's able to hop into that Worgen form. We also see at level 7 Mind Devourer picked up by Orphea. She's turning, going to try to stack that up throughout the game. And going to be a little bit easier here in a map like Infernal Shrines, knowing that they're going to be fighting inside these shrines and a lot of heroes stacking up on the point. Of course, you also have picked up at level 10 now for Orphea, Crushing Jaws, and you might see it right now onto Sonya. Yes, you will. Wow. The big money grab. And that'll be the second kill of the game. This one coming at a great time for Church of Murky. Objective spawning in just a moment. We'll see if Oriole is going to head over for the res in this instance. Just 10 seconds for Sonya. Might not actually be worth it. So Bluestein going to hold it back. Wait for the shrine. And over here on the Bruiser camp, Church of Murky going to try to send this out in the top lane before the objective spawns. And they're going to have just a little bit of time to head on over. But it appears as though Kael'thas will be first. Kinal in the pit already. Going to try to gather as many skeletal defenders for Bancho before seeing any enemies. But no one from Church of Murky walking in yet. Going to try to clear up that Bruiser camp first. They do, and here they come. Johanna walking through the bush, kills off that Wisp, and going to start looking for targets to find. So far, nothing really going, but they have that Blessed Shield coming up right now. We'll see if Shot can find anything. Now looking at Ariel. Taunted by Varian, though, and a lot of damage coming out from Kael'thas. The living bombs are spreading. Skep falling low on the other side, though, and Varian will be the first to fall. Living bomb still spreading here on the backside of Shock, going to be very low after it explodes. Still able to be held up by the supporting of Whitemane. The dude keeping the entire team alive, just the Varian falling. But both sides needing to go back to the well as you see the Resurrect coming out. Now Varian at full strength. Ready to re-engage us. Johanna, very low health. Orphea, very low as well. There goes Varian, but he doesn't go for the full fight. Now stuck inside. Some of those Devours from Orphea might actually... No, gets away. I don't think Church of Murky has much left in the tank. Just the Crushing Jaws. There are only 5 needed on the other side, unless Orphea can find something right here in that choke, and she doesn't. Bancho should be able to walk right back in here to finish this off, and they might get a kill. Yes, they do. Orphea's down. Shock still low. Stuck inside that Phoenix from Kael'thas. Going to be able to back up. But now Orion, he's the one caught out. Greymane Getting spun on by Sonya will fall. Johanna now in that flame strike goes down as well. A triple kill for Ban Cho, and they get the Punisher as well. A mortar Punisher for this top lane. What was there a hero still here? Imperious falls as well, and this push is going to be potent from Ban Cho as that top fort is down. The Punisher still sitting at 84% health. Here we go on the top lane keep wall, and this could be down really quick as there's barely anyone here in defense. Leaf gonna land on Johanna. Has that iron skin, but maybe a little late. Now at 50% health, the leaping strike's coming out, and she's gonna fall. Keep now in trouble, but Sonya's gonna go down as the Phoenix is played on the backside. Ariel with this resurrect gonna bring Sonya right back to the fight. Now you gotta start worrying if you're Imperious popping those armaments, but didn't get too much value out of it. Keeps down. Punisher's still alive at 4% health. It'll be falling. I think this is the moment to retreat, but Skev might have been looking for something. And they will. They got the retreat. They're back on their steeds. And they're going to leave that up a half level. Up the entire lane of structures in the top lane. And they're knocking on the door here of mid fort as well. And if they can grab this siege camp away, that could be devastating for Church of Murky. So they're going to hold strong on it, making sure they don't give anything away here. And perhaps start looking for a fight before level 16s are achieved by Ban Cho. That mid fort eventually falls with the help of that minion wave. And they got to start getting aggressive. Shock maybe starting to shark around. And he is walking in on this camp, but whipped away by Blue Steen. There's the Phoenix in response with the taunt. And Whitemane, the support for Church of Murky, is down just like that. Still leaping forward is Ronin. Crushing Jaw is not going to hit anything, but it does slow down this advance from Ban Cho as Shock is trying to escape, throwing out that Condemn. Now stuck in all the toxins of Lunara, going to fall all the way down to 300 health with that poison on. Clicking the well. Is it enough to keep Shock up? Looks like it will be, but Ronin's still going, still hopping around. Finally going to fall to the armaments of Imperious, impressively played by Redbeard, but once again, the resurrect is here, and Ban Cho will stay at full strength. Blizzard has got to increase the cooldown of this resurrect talent on Ariel. It is just insanely abusive. Every chance that there's a fight, they just bring it right back. Like, what can you do? You got to get 2 kills in every single fight if you're Church of Murky, or you have to sit on top of the dead bodies. Don't allow them to be rezzed. So far, hasn't been working for him. 9 to 5 is the kill count. Here are the kills. 4 for Ronin on the Lunara. And on the other side, it's 3 for Orion's Greymane. Dallying Pig now in chat agreeing with how broken Oriel is. Sonya up here getting aggressive on an enemy bruiser camp. First real aggression we've seen here in the top lane. This could be devastating once again for Church of Murky, but Greymane's going to rotate over here. Ronin nearby, going to send the Wisp in, just checking everything out. And I think they might... No, they give it up. Oh, no. I thought Sonya had eyes on it. I guess not. There is still a bruiser camp available for them on their side, but the Shrine's going to be active in 5 seconds. Instead, they're going to make their move down here. So this will be an advantage eventually in that lane for Church of Murky. You even see Imperious back there clearing up the catapults in that wave that was pressing into their base. Right below this fight, we see Church of Murky setting up, but they are without that Imperious, so it's going to be a 5v4, and it's not a good prospect here for Church of Murky if they want to take this fight. They're already down 18 total skeletal defenders as Imperious is just now making this move over here. They're going to finally start making their move in. Shock's going to lead away on Johanna. Here she comes, Condemned, leading off, hits onto Lunara. Blessed Shield will whip, however, as a taunt lands onto Johanna. Pops the Iron Skin, walks away. Crushing Jaws misses well, and there's the Phoenix from Kael'thas as the living bombs are spreading all over the place. Orphe goes down. The whip into the wall from Oriel means another kill there onto Whitemane. A double for Kael'thas. And another objective pickup for Bancho. This one's going to be bottom lane Arcane Punisher. Their third of the game, and this one could be devastating as that top lane now pushed back. Catapults cleared out the Bruiser camp. And this fort is just going to fall in just about 2 seconds. 5 heroes here from Bancho ready to rip right through it. Minion wave along. Mid wave has a catapult and a camp, so Imperius is having to stay there for a moment. Johanna, behind the wall, going to try to contain this Punisher, but they already get that side wall down, and the Punisher still hasn't leapt over. Oh boy. There's the leap. Can they bait it out of the area of this keep? They're going to try to. There goes Shock towards the mid keep. But so quickly, look how it's falling. This keep will be down in just a second. Second one of the game for Bancho, as the Punisher is going to be essentially forfeited over. They get the big prize, that second keep, and the mid lane still pushed up all the way at the wall with 2 catapults and the siege camp. Are these catapults bugged out? They're not even shooting. They're just stuck behind the siege camp. You hate to see it. Were they shooting? I didn't see shots. You guys at home be the judge. Couple camps available. In fact, 3 of them. We're going to find bottom. Next will be this left side mid. And up top, we do see Varian and Kael'thas working on the Bruiser camp for Bancho. So it's going to be a huge amount of lane pressure pushing in just a moment. And we'll probably see Bancho try to pressure in that mid lane. Finish off that final keep. Already set up here is Sonya, and right behind is Lunara and Oriole, and well, right behind them, Varian. Kael'thas also going to join on in. Here comes Bancho with already one of these turrets down, trying to remove this mid keep wall with the help of this siege camp. And there it goes. Icehole21 says no shots, and that will be his new gamer tag. Approved. The entire wall is now down, including the side walls, as it's going to be that much easier now for Bancho to pressure in onto this keep. They're trying to allow Kael'thas to poke away with Lunara, but so far it's only Johanna exposing herself. There's the Iron Skin as they get a chunk of damage out. She's going to be able to heal herself there. Use that well tap as well. Now Bancho, with the help of this minion wave, they're pressing in onto this keep. Phoenix dropped by Kael'thas as Living Bomb's about to explode as well. Lunara spreading all that poison damage onto it, and that'll be enough. Third keep of the game is down, and now 11-5 with the kill count. Bancho in full dominant position to win this game number 1 on Infernal Shrines. There's a camp right above them, and Sonya appears to be splitting off to work on it. Oh boy, how do you come back from here if you're Church of Murky? You gotta win an objective, and really the only way to do that is to find a kill. So here they come again, and they do find a kill. Lunara is down. Varian now surrounded. He's gonna fall as well. It's a big clutch double coming out for Church of Murky. Kinal now in the sights of a few heroes. Greymane can Morgan form jump that, but he decides not to. Orion skating around as they're able to save this Bruiser camp from being taken. Huge double kill. It's going to be 50 seconds until Lunara and Varian respawn with the shrine active in just 13 seconds. Is this the opportunity that Church of Murky has been waiting for all game long? They have to clear up bottom lane. Was that 3 catapults approaching? Just going to be the Greymane here. Can he save the shielding? Looks like he will be able to. Shrine up top started up. Inside we do see Orphea and Whitemane. Supporting in the lane is Shock's Johanna. And the only hero here for Bancho currently is Kinal's Kael'thas, and they're still waiting on one more to respawn. Varian still in the sin bin for 10 seconds. I think maybe they're trying to get that res out. They were thinking about moving some heroes into the lane, but Oriole's still showing in the top lane. Not going to be an option. And now Varian finally respawning. The total is 20 on the Skeletal Defenders for Church of Murky, with Greymane still split out, not here. It's a 4v4. Sonya showing up and getting beefy on the backside against Big Goalie's Whitemane. There's the Phoenix drop by Kael'thas to zone out Church of Murky completely. This could be their chance to re-engage. That Wrath of the Berserker was popped by Johanna. It's falling low on its timer. And I think Church of Murky knows it. Level 20 is intact. They're going to try to play this one out. They're ahead by 10 skeletal defenders. And they have Bancho all the way back out of this pit. Now, leaping around is Ronin. But Kael'Thas going to be the first to fall as the Crushing Jaws connect. Here's the Resurrect onto Kinal, who gets the speediest speed boost I've ever seen and runs right on out of there. Redbeard now in trouble. He's backing on out with Imperious. But we do see the Punisher, the first of the game, picked up by Church of Murky. Someone has to get back and save their core as 3 more catapults have approached in the bottom lane. Duties will belong to Redbeard and Imperious. Let's follow the action up top as this is Church of Murky's first attempt at any sort of siege in this entire game. We're 20 minutes in, and they're going to need this Punisher to help them, but they're not able to really walk on in yet. Just as Sonya's taking some damage from the Punisher, but not enough is being done. And I don't think they even get this fort. The Punisher's going to try, but they won't get it. So a little bit more is going to be needed for Church of Murky if they have any hope at winning this game number 1, but they showed the first signs of life that they're going to need. And now remaining aggressive, able to steal away that enemy siege camp. Here comes Sonya missing a spear, Varian nearby as well, but the rest of the squad not close enough for a fight yet. Imperious also starting to head down this way as both teams appear to be set to fight over this siege camp in the bottom lane. It's only Varian in that vent right now, but the rest of his team a little too far back to make anything happen there. Back at the core. Catapults approaching yet again. Now the core is sitting at 97% health. A little bit went off of it last time as Greymane this time is the one sent back to clear it up. It's going to be really hard to find the opportunities to push out of the base for Church of Murky, and you can see just why, as every time they expose out of lane, it's going to be a 5v4 when Greymane has to be back clearing up these lanes. So if they can find ways to clear them like this, clear the mid lane all the way up towards midfield, keep the lanes pushed out for just a bit longer, and honestly, send someone, kill that top fort, and get at least a few catapults pushing in your favor to make this top lane a little bit easier. Maybe that's what they're thinking about right now. Now heading towards this top lane, we do see Bancho starting to move around, and they're next to this Church of Murky siege camp. They'll quickly be able to grab this one. And from here, they can start threatening into the base of Church of Murky, and they're going to do that in 2 different lanes. Lunara about to split out and clear up this mid lane as the rest of Bancho is starting to move towards the core in the bottom lane. They back out. I think they saw some hearths coming out from Church of Murky.
Red team's core is under attack.
And instead going to find themselves a bruiser camp here top lane. Keep the pressure mounting, and once again pushed all the way back towards the walls of the base is Church of Murky. Mid lane about to approach that mark as well, as you see a catapult approaching here. Top lane with that bruiser camp now, and Bancho just sharking right at mid, waiting for anyone to step out, give them anyone to leap on. Lunara has been a spectacle to watch so far. Ronin playing the hero, and the leaping strikes have been playmaking all throughout this game 1. 11 kills in total for the team, 4 of them belonging to Lunara, 4 to her counterpart Kael'Thas. Final opportunity here for Church of Murky, and they're going to want to find the kills quick because catapults are approaching their base. Bottom lane getting dangerously close to the core. And here they come. Johanna trying to walk in, but good gravity lapse by Kinal. Going to keep shock back for just a moment now. Shusui maybe looking on the backside, hanging around this bottom side vent, but still hasn't found the angle they want. It's Orphea exposing himself, and the dude popping through that vent actually whips right past and right on out. As the Phoenix expires in the pit, the catapults approaching the core. Still no one from Church of Murky heading back as quickly the core health is going down. Make sure you keep your eyes at the top of your screen. There's a stun by Imperious. Might get a kill here onto Sonya, and they do. 80% on the core. Someone has got to go back right now. 70% Skev. He might fall as well on Varian, but the core so low. Orion starting to head back. The Hearth is coming, but is it too late? Yes, it will be. The Winions getting the job done for Bancho here on Infernal Shrines in game number 1. Let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Strong play from both sides, but macro pressure really held strong throughout by Bancho, and having those minions able to win the game for you. You hate to see it if it's happening to you, but when you're the team doing it, it feels pretty good. So job well done by Bancho, the number 1 seed, going to hold steady there on game number 1. Ladies and gents, we're going to be taking a short break before we head into game number 2. I want to thank you for your kind support here hanging out tonight. Hopefully you stay with us during our break, and I'm excited to be back with you for game number 2 in just a bit. And welcome back to twitch.tv/MurdaRG. I'm once again your host, Murda. Thanks for joining us here tonight. And once again, thank you for helping us reach 1,000 followers here on the channel. Amazing efforts from all of you people clicking those buttons out there, and couldn't have done it without you. So thanks for showing up tonight as we are in the midst of this Division D East semifinal matchup between Bancho and Church of Murky. We had a pretty exciting game number 1 and with some winions. Will it be any different here in game number 2? Just hopping in this lobby and seeing that it's going to be Sky Temple And once again, appears to be chosen by Church of Murky. So it will be the number 1 seed Ban Cho first to pick here on Sky Temple. Can they bring that momentum from game 1 forward? Or does Church of Murky send us to a game number 3? That'd be exciting as well here. During our game number 1, I asked you who will win that game number 1. And chat, you guys were split 2-2. So fans from both sides showing up, which is always a good thing to see. You hope for some friendly back and forth between the players, the fans, and so far you guys have been fantastic. So a big thank you for you guys participating in the chat, being wholesome, hanging out, having a good time, and hopefully we'll be underway here in just a moment. All our players are here. I don't know what the holdup is, so I'm just going to say ready and see if they too will be ready to go in just a second. Blue Steen for Ban Cho saying that they're ready to go. Waiting to hear back from Redbeard and Church of Murky, and there it is. They're ready as well. So it shouldn't be too much longer from here before we see the draft from game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to Sky Temple. And once again, first pick, as I mentioned, belongs to Ban Cho. Game 1, they took away Alex Straza and Kel'Thuzad. Close it out with a ban onto Anduin. Perhaps we see the Alex Straza ban here as well. Similar motives in Sky Temple to fight over points like you do in Infernal Shrines. And having that Alex Straza, that Dragon Queen, can be something you got to worry about if you're an opposing team. But instead, they appear to be worried about a Li Ming here on Sky Temple. So how does Church of Murky change up their draft strategy? Game 1, taking away Ana and ETC. We got a bit of banter here in chat. I love to see it. You guys can't read the chat. But 5 seconds for this ban, and Church of Murky is going to have to make this decision quick. They're going to stick with the ETC ban, so far foregoing the ban onto Ana. Game 1, they stuck themselves on a white main, waiting a bit long to take their own support. That Anduin ban coming in late kind of choked them out of maybe something they would have rather preferred to have had. Second ban for Ban Cho on the clock, 10 seconds left for them. It was Alex Straza, Kel'Thuzad in game 1. But this time, Li Ming and Greymane for game 2. How does Church of Murky change it up from here? Do they continue targeting out these tanks? Perhaps taking away the Kael'thas might be in their own interest, as it was played pretty well in game number 1 by Kinal. 3 seconds for that decision. And it's just going to be the Oriole ban. A fine ban. Does that mean Ana gets picked up here? There's a few other heroes. Of course, we mentioned that Deathwing earlier on. We didn't end up seeing him picked or banned in game 1. So I'm not too certain either team thinking about picking up the hero at all. So does the support remain the priority for Ban Cho, or do they switch up the roles a bit here? Maybe lock in that Kael'thas that was so good in game 1. 2 seconds left. It'll be Johanna, played by Skev13. Church of Murky, they can go ahead and grab that Ana away that they were so worried about in game 1. What else? They did have that Johanna and the Greymane as early picks in game 1. Those are already picked or banned. So I don't really know what they like from that. They're going to go with the Blaze. And hero we maybe should have saw in game 1, Sylvanas. We're going to get to see her here in game number 2. The number 1 seed Ban Cho back on the clock. Already have this tank, the Johanna. Strong pick here on Sky Temple. Strong in general. The sturdiest tank in the game. What are they going to pair in with it? Need some damage. They want this Hanzo, and indeed, they will be able to grab the Ana for Blue Steen. 2 strong picks, and I really like having the Hanzo here. It can really help around those temples, throw in some of those scatter arrows, and really make the entire team dissipate afterward. Getting strongest, of course, at level 16 with the piercing arrows. So a late game comp so far, in my opinion, for Ban Cho, but we still have opportunity for them to pick up some stuff that's going to work out a bit better in the early game, the early portion here on Sky Temple. Deathwing, the final ban for Church of Murky. As we have one ban left, it does belong to Ban Cho. Do they get rid of another support? Game 1, that's what they chose to do. Is it the Anduin again? This time it'll be Kel'Thuzad, which they did ban out in Game 1. This time the ban coming a bit later in the rotation. Church of Murky going to have to go without perhaps one of their strongest heroes in their pool throughout the duration of that Game 1 and this Game 2. But they're going to find the dude Orphea once again. And this time Anduin gets through that ban phase, so it's available for B. Gully to select as the number 4 pick. Two left for Ban Cho right here, right now. Need that solo lane and one more damage to pair him with Hanzo, but they can flex this pick. They can get a little bit creative here if they want, and they're ahead that first game, so maybe time to try out some new stuff just a little bit and see if it'll work out here in the semifinals. Vala and Chen for the solo lane. Okay, so pretty good picks. Ana can sometimes have issue trying to heal up a Vala if she's too sneaky. She's very fast, picks up the hatred stacks and gains movement speed. And a target like that for Ana with a small hitbox can be difficult at times. Also, the Hanzo, the other damage, a similar tiny little hitbox for Ana to have to hit. So, will that pay off or will it not for Ban Cho? Final selection now for Church of Murky will be Redbeard's Leoric. So chat, time to go back on over to you just as we did in game number 1, and you guys were split in game number 1. Who will win game 2? Ban Cho or Church of Murky? And ladies and gentlemen, the poll should be live above your chats on PC. Hit the drop down, select your team, and make sure you hit the vote button to lock in your selection. I think Church of Murky's got this one. I love the Sylvanas pick. I think Orphea is going to have a bit better of a time on this map, especially considering what the front line is going to be. Having that Leoric Entomb, having those big jet propulsions from Blaze could really help out a bit more than just having that Johanna in game number 1. But you guys at home, be the judge. Let me know what's going on. Vote in the poll, and let's check out the action here in game number 2 on Sky Temple. And on the left-hand side, we got the captain for this squad, Bluestein V2 playing the Ana, Skev 13 on Johanna, Kinal on the Hanzo, Shusui playing Chen, and sporting that big taunt on the Vala. It's Ronin, make some noise for the number 1 seed, and the game 1 winners, Ban Cho.
10 seconds.
Over on the right-hand side in red, we got Orion on Sylvanas, Shock playing the Blaze, V. Gully on Anduin, Redbeard on Leoric, and the dude once again on Orphea. Make some noise if you want to see a game number 3. They are Church of Murky. Level 1 talents up on your screen. Here's an interesting pickup from Sylvanas. Will be Overwhelming Affliction. I don't see this one often, but it's going to do a little bit of percent damage, a bit of frontline beef from the Chen, as well as the Johanna. And we'll see if that ends up paying off by the end of this one. This will be target practice for Hanzo as he tries to run around this map, collecting Q stacks on each of these heroes. Gonna need 3 of them on each. And already trying to find some early. Going to whiff there onto Blaze. Rotations have started and maybe a bit quicker so far for Church of Murky as they have this Orphea. They have a ton of frontline there from Blaze, actually, who's able to provide all that fire from his fist guns. Fist guns? Really? That's what you decided to call them, Murda? Fist guns. Okay. Ronin's got fist guns too. Look at those repeaters. Camps on both sides, but first to grab it will be Church of Murky. Right behind them will be Ban Cho. As rotations continue, it's going to be Sylvanas headed up to the Bruiser camp. Maybe waiting on a bit of help. And here it comes. Anduin and Orphea are going to join in with Sylvanas to help get this Bruiser camp down. Bottom lane is where some of the action's going on. Is Blaze taking a huge chunk and Vala stepping on in. Good oil dispersion there to help slow down Ronin from pressing in and completing that kill onto Shock. And here they come again. Sonic Arrow going to reveal Blaze on this wall as Bluestein finds the sleep as well. Hanzo getting some of that target practice in. Landing another shot there onto Blaze. Top lane, there will be a push here coming from Church of Murky, though, and it's just the Chen here in defense, and this is with a Bruiser camp. It will be a lot stronger because of the black arrows of Sylvanas as well. So we got to keep eyes here as we flip back and forth between this and the bottom lane. Still a strong push coming out from Ban Cho with just the Blaze here in defense. But up top, they need a bit more. It's just the Johanna here, and now the wall's down, working on the well. And Church of Murky's getting huge value now, rooting in this Johanna. She pops Iron Skin, but Skep very low, having to scoot away on his own. Might be first blood, 200 health, and Orphea securing the first blood of the game. Johanna falls, and so will this top fort. Bottom side fort falls as well for Ban Cho, but that first blood went over, and it will be an early XP lead for Church of Murky as these temples are active. I think Church of Murky gets to this mid first. They're even going to get the vision. And there they go. Top Orphea. Mid is Anduin and Leoric. We're just going to get a couple shots as Sylvanas makes a rotation down now. Leoric's going to step on in and help anchor this temple for Church of Murky. But I like the assault, the tickling from Hanzo and Vala, just trying to poke away at Church of Murky before the rest of the reinforcements get here. And speaking of, now Johanna is going to be leading this way with that Condemn, but it's just Leoric, and he's got the Wraith Walk. He's safe on out of there. Top lane, been recaptured over by Ban Cho as well. And look at that. It's Mr. Chen getting the shots for Ban Cho. Now 5 heroes here on the point for the red side, and I'm pretty sure Skev's going to want to back out of there. Yes, he will. Bonus shots were fired off by Chen, but this mid's still going. Does anyone think to re-engage here? I don't think they will. Just 2 left. And that will be it for this mid temple. But let's recap and actually watch this mid fort fall. Will be a slight advantage in structures currently for Church of Murky, and that's exactly what you want in the early portions of Sky Temple. Now every temple from here is just going to help them work on those keeps. Just got to worry about this, I guess, bottom lane, but they're doing such a great job just pushing as a team, finding values from the camp, and most notably that Bruiser camp earlier. Expertly done by Church of Murky. This will be revealed by the Sonic Arrow, and stepping in, Kinal. They might be able to find Sylvanas. Blaze also here. He's slept. And this will be a successful steal by Skev and Co. Well done by Ban Cho. Now able to back on over to their own siege camp. It's wide open. And Kinal, Ronin, Bluestein, they're all going to work on it. Johanna holding the bush, making sure no one comes over. Chen going to harass back Blaze just a bit here at mid. And I think Vala may be thinking about soaking some of the XP up top. Down bottom, we see Church of Murky. 3-stack here, clearing this up as a big rotation coming down. Blaze going to be here in support. So actually 4v3 currently in favor of Church of Murky, but that jet propulsion misses and the sleep connects from Ana. So the disengage is fine. They're all going to be safe, sitting at 100% health. And still have this siege camp. Another jet pro is going to miss from Shock. I think that's it. I mean, you missed 2 jet pros. You don't find anything. Your camps are all down. They're backing out. Top lane still kind of healthy, I guess. For Church of Murky, Redbeard up here clearing up this minion wave and helping them secure level 10. Wow. March of the Black King for Leoric. That will be interesting. And it will be Combustion as well for Blaze. So no Bunker, no Entomb. We will see Crushing Jaws again. There's the Salvation and Wailing Arrow for Sylvanas. On the other side, we do have Eye of Horus. Bless Shield, Dragon's Arrow, Panda Pals, and Rain of Vengeance. As the Temple's active, already on the point. Look at this, Bancho getting an early start. Quarter of these shots already taken. And just now appearing in the bottom lane is Church of Murky, but they're going to be really late to getting in here. Johanna just standing on now. 50% of those shots have expired. Leoric all the way at mid, nowhere nearby this, and Church of Murky thinking about a boss? I don't know, but they're not going to get on this temple in any time soon. Blaze is going to try to walk in. Actually finds a stun onto Vala. Crushing Jaws whiffs as the vault was good from Ronan. He's low on the backside. Finds a big Rain of Vengeance. Getting a lot of damage out, but the Salvation keeping alive all these members until the Eye of Horus gets it down. Blue Steam with the first kill of the fight, and Blaze gonna fall as well. Leoric the third to go down. Bancho with a triple kill. They finish off the temple. Actually, now they're gonna finish off the temple. Johanna walking back in. And all that might lead to a boss as well if they're feeling greedy. And yes, they are. Here they come.
The magic of the temple sleeps.
Gonna need Johanna. Here she comes. Leoric about to respawn nearby. This has been scouted, and running over quickly is Anduin. Not too far behind Sylvanas, Orphea, and Blaze all the way in the back. Is this not enough damage? They might end up leashing it. Looks like they might. Redbeard's gonna keep it active. What a smart play. Wait, did they see that it got kept active? Now they do. Sonic Arrow's out, but they are way too late to the party. Church of Murky stealing away the boss on Sky Temple. Smart play? Or Division D at its finest? You guys in chat, let me know. Front wall down here on this bottom lane fort of Bancho as the ball's still sitting with 75% health. Gonna push in. Black arrows from Sylvanas getting this fort down quickly, and no defense coming out from Bancho. They're gonna have to defend at a keep wall now, but they're gonna have to be near this bridge of death. What a good spot for a fight if they can, and having the Hanzo. A good spot for him to be looking for damage as he has 4 out of 5 completed on his target practice. The sleep's going to miss there from Ana as the boss approaches the wall, starting to wail away on one of these turrets. The rest of Church of Murky here as well, and they're getting a lot of value with this boss. Now backside Chen, perhaps looking to jump in onto Church of Murky. But he has better ideas. Backs on out. Temple's active in just 20 seconds. Sonic Arrow connecting onto Leoric, so this is fully revealed where he's walking. Doesn't want to give away the camp, as it will be taken. Here comes Chen again, finding Anduin. Bigoli with that chastise, keeping Shusui back. Redbeard in a weird spot, but should be okay as Skev the only one pushing in from Bancho. He's caught out. That's the Iron Skin, so it doesn't have it anymore. But no Entomb from Leoric. Easy. J-Swole says, Murda, bless this trap. Okay, I will. Appreciate you being here, J-Swole. Haven't seen you in a while, man. How's it going? Sonic Arrow once again thrown out, just barely whiffing onto Blaze there, as the bottom lane going to be bottom temple going to be controlled by Shusui, and yes indeed the bottom lane also controlled by Shusui's team. Bancho with starting to put their foot forward on the macro and controlling these lanes with the amount of wave clear they have. Vala doing a good job now pressing into this bottom lane. Smart move knowing your opponents are on that top side temple. They could be sacrificing a keep here, but all this extra damage from their own siege gonna help out this temple that Chen's still sitting on. Still bonus shots ready to go. And now we do see some of those backs coming out, but is it too little too late? We saw something similar in game 1 where Bancho was able to get those early keeps and really subside any efforts from Church of Murky from coming back in this. But this time Church of Murky steps in, saves the keep, will be able to fight another day without having that catapult pressure in their face. But oh boy, is it starting to get dire on both sides. Really a kill in either direction could start setting up the end of the Sky Temple match.
You have stolen enough of my temple's power.
Few camps available on the map. This Bruiser camp just now picked up by Church of Murky, and on the other side of the map, same idea for Bancho. Might be an invade. No, they find Hanzo on the Vision, but again, without the Entomb, there's really no way to lock him in. They're gonna have to find Blaze on the flank somehow and hit some targets with that Jet Propulsion. Really their only good stun outside of the chastise. And this could be the fight here. Bruiser Camp just picked up, but they have their own Bruiser Camp in the lane. Equally matched now. 5v5 fight about to take place up here. Or will it? Church of Murky going to wait for their own level 16s as they see their opponents just reach the mark. And finally, Piercing Arrows, Hanzo picked up, and this is the talent I said is going to help him out, especially to finish off that level 1 target practice, still sitting at 4 stacks. And on the other side, we do see this quest, Mind Devourer from Orphea, in a similar spot we saw last game, a little bit behind on those stacks. And kind of hard when you're just being spent running around, clearing up these waves. Now bottom lane the focus for Church of Murky means Bancho going to press in on the top lane and utilizing that vision yet again to their benefit. Now their Bruiser Camp pushing in with them. Sleep connected onto Leoric, but they're not pushing in, and I'm maybe surprised. Maybe not. Maybe smart. Even Structure says Boggs in chat, and looking at the math, I gotta say you are correct. About half health on this top lane, about half health on this bottom lane. A third of a health? We'll call it a third of a health. It's definitely less than half. Only one temple this time, and look who's there. It's Church of Murky, 3 seconds away from getting some shots off. But bottom lane will be double siege camps pushing in. And this one's already low, so someone's going to have to respond to it. Looks like it will be Sylvana. She's back. Also going back will be Anduin. And the only one on this spot is Leoric, but he backs out before even seeing any opponents. I guess he saw him in the wave. But maybe could have gotten a couple more shots out. And this is going to mean Bancho's conceding the entire temple. I don't know if it's a good idea. How do they recover from here? I tell you what, you get the boss. Oh man, if Leoric stayed on for 2 seconds, he gets to keep. Oh no. They are going to get the boss. This is the play they need to do, and I love to see this. Church of Murky looking for their second boss of the game, and it's already down to about 50% health. Chen having to leave the temple from top, desperately trying to run to join the team, and will likely be here in time, just a moment away now, passing through the mid lane. Shock that Blaze on the front side, still holding out a combustion. They have all the tools in the kit, including that March of the Black King as well for Leoric. So once they start fighting over that point, here they come. Watch Redbeard marching through some enemies. The combustion down, there goes the salvation. They're trying to stand on this point, but look at that Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo, doing so much damage on the top is Kinal, and everyone from Church of Murky's likely going to fall. Yes, they will. It's a 5-for-0 mega kill for Bancho. This time, they steal the boss, and it's a wide open bottom lane. Can they end the set and the series right here? We're about to find out. 30 seconds until heroes are respawning, and this keep already sitting at 20% health. It's going to go down very quickly. Boss still hasn't approached, but here comes Bancho onto the core. Leoric, the only hero about to respawn, and he's still 20 seconds away. Going to try to reduce that as much as he can. Shielding down 60%. Make it 50. There's the GG's in chat. And the number 1 seed, Bancho, gonna leave tonight's matchup with the 2-0 domination over the number 4 seed, Church of Murky. So once again, we got to take a look at the match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series, and decent damage coming out from Hanzo. Didn't fall in that one, but also didn't end up finding a kill. It was Ronin and Shusui stealing away 4 apiece, as Bancho really get what they need there late, able to steal away that boss and fight through the March of the Black King from Redbeard. Successfully done. Job well done, and they will be moving on to the Division D East Finals next week. Gotta flip over to the talent screen before we move on. I gotta reach out to our captain for an interview. See if I can find him. Alrighty. Alright, we'll see who joins us. Someone should be here soon, hopefully. Let's take a look at the poll results from that game number 2. This time, it's Ban Cho receiving 100% of the vote. And chat, you guys were right. Ban Cho, the winners there in game 2 on Sky Temple. And we have a few people joining us here. At least 2 of you, Ronan and Blue Steen of Ban Cho, are 2-0 winners tonight over Church of Murky. First off, how are you gents feeling?
A little nervous after that last one, to be honest.
The hearts, man.
Yeah,
That boss
maybe.
fight.
Yeah, maybe we just start right there. That boss fight at the end of the match. That's what's everyone here is waiting to hear about it. They had a few talents in their kits that really could have scared you away from that boss, but you guys just stood in there and made it happen. That March of the Black King, that combustion. Talk me through that play.
We kind of scared him off, and then, the boss was still low. You can get it, but I'm like, oh, we need Joe over here now. Joe. So Joe's trying to run over there to get on the point, because it's squishy on the point. Might as well just give it to him. And he got there just in time, and everyone kind of spread out, so we didn't get hit by the wombo too much, and just happened to work out.
Yeah, I think there was even a little bit of fear after we made that mistake on the first boss. So we maybe a little bit of hesitation on our part, which
Sure.
luckily didn't end up biting us.
Yeah.
Behind.
The first boss, it was like you guys had it, and you're like, all right, they're kind of nearby, and they kind of spooked us off. You left, but they never left. You leashed it, and then they just picked it up at 40% health and finished it off. It was a you hate to see it moment, but we can laugh about it. You guys were able to walk away as victors there in game 2. Game 1 though, let's rewind a bit. Infernal Shrines, and this is the map where you guys really dominated. The macro pressure all game long. A little scare at the end, but you guys felt like you had control. Talk me through a bit of map number 1.
Yeah, I think in map 1, essentially what ended up happening is once we got most of the structures down, we felt like we got into a position where the game, and in hindsight's 2020, I think maybe we played it a little too safely. If we go back and watch that one, I think we had an opportunity or two to maybe make a push or end it earlier when we had talent tier before they hit 20. But yeah, once they got to 20, it just became a waiting game. Yeah, it was all about making as much of the map blue as possible and just waiting it out. And we knew once the objective came up, as long as we had all the lanes pushed out, then the katas were just going to do their thing, and that would be enough to end the game.
Interesting selection, bringing out the Varian there in game 1 and kind of picking him early too. Definitely appears to be a hero that teams should be considering to ban against you, especially next week, that finals matchup. Thoughts on the hero in general? Are you guys satisfied with where he's sitting right now, or was that just kind of like a spur of the moment, let's have some fun sort of pick?
What do you think, Ronan?
Sorry, we were talking about the variant pick?
Yeah, the Varian pick in game 1.
No, I felt like it was a pretty strong pick. I felt like we had good follow-up for any taunt. Variant could be tanky, using his shield wall correctly. And yeah, I just felt like that was the best tank at the time. So
yeah, and I think we have a few guys who can play Varian too, which helps. So sometimes if they're looking at our team and they're like, oh, Skev's already picked whoever, then maybe don't worry about Varian. But then we have a few guys that can pick them up, and the roles are not always so static on our squad, so it helps us be a little bit more flexible in our hero choices.
Well, you guys had an extra hero playing for you there in game number 1. A big shout out, of course. I'm sure you guys want to join me in saying thank you to those Winions that helped secure that first map victory.
Love those little guys.
Love those little guys.
Yes.
But it was a lot of fun. What a great set. You guys really kind of proved to be the number 1 seed tonight, Ban Cho being that number 1 seed. And I got to think that next week, whatever team it's going to be in that Division D East final, they've got to be scared. But guys, let me know, who are you hoping comes out of that other semifinal matchup to face you next week?
It's a lose-lose situation. They're both amazing teams. And we watched was it Monday? I think what everyone was saying about Frankfurters is extremely accurate. They're playing unbelievable. They do play an interesting comp, which we had some success against in our regular season match against them. But I think when you play the kind of heroes they play and the kind of team comp they play, that kind of past history goes out the window. So it's really hard to gauge how we would match up against them, just looking at a history. And then Probius, there was a 2-1, so when we play them, so that's a team that knows how to beat us, which is obviously always concerning when you're going up against somebody. So it'll be a tough match regardless of who it is, and I'm just looking forward to watching it.
I'm going to be looking forward to watching that one as well. Tonight, though, you guys are the winners. You will be moving on to next week. Huge congrats on that. But before I let you go, time for some shout-outs. I'll give you guys both a minute if you want, but floor is yours.
Ronan was Lady Ronan watching today?
I don't know. I think
She was. Yeah, she's here.
Watching it upstairs. Yes, all right. Give a shout out to the wife. Love you, babe. Second shout out goes to Church of Murky. Pretty good friends with those guys. I play with them in Storm League sometimes. And I really feel like they stepped up their game to a whole nother level here and just like took it to us. Like we played our hardest to win both those games. So I just want to give them the credit they're due. And they're going to be a scary team if they play like that next season, every game.
Yeah, 100%. Massive shout out to Church of Murky. I don't think I've been as nervous in most of like an entirety of a match as I was in those two. Like I had to be thinking. I felt like 3 or 4 or 5 steps ahead the entire time because they were just so on point, and they forced us to make really risky decisions, and we had to be on our toes. So kudos to them. They played unbelievable.
Couldn't have said it better. Well done, both sides tonight. Congrats again. Get ready for that best of 5 next week. Big matchup. Division D East Finals, and the number 1 seed Bancho is going to be there. Congrats, guys. I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you. Thanks for the cast.
Yep.
You're welcome. All right, Twitch chat. What a day. Not only did we reach 1,000 followers, but check this out. I also hit level 1,500 in HOTS today. What a day. Big round numbers. Big round of applause to all of you. If you want to clap for me, that's cool too. If you want to follow me, though, on Twitter, @MurdaRG. Of course, here on Twitch, same deal. And look for me on YouTube. I believe Nightbot's been putting a link there in chat. If you want to be a kind supporter, go ahead and click that link. Hit subscribe for me. Trying to reach 100 followers over there as well. God bless all of you. You've been amazing tonight, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you again later this week. I don't have anything scheduled yet, but you can be sure I'll be picking up some more NGS playoff matches as this week goes on. I'm Murda. You guys are Twitch chat, and I'll see you in the Nexus. Oh, wait, by the way, I'm going to be sending you guys over to Jason. He's hosting the final episode of Regen D&D. Special series that they've been running. Tonight is episode 20, the conclusion. Find out if they kill dragons or if the dragons eat them to death. Thanks again. I will see you.